Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed day one. Day one was basically, we landed really late. As you noticed, we had the city, we were touring around the city, got a little sense of the trip, got a little sense of the group, because when you tour with a group, it's always a little bit of who's who. And really got to see some cool stuff. If you haven't gone and saw day one, every day is different. I'm going to bring every day different to you. Today, I'm going to bring day two. Today, we get out. We leave the city. Our tour goes to mud volcanoes. Our tour goes to the fire towers. We visit a mosque. We look at the Caspian Sea. We also go to fire tower. Did I say fire tower? Fire temple. Tower temple. So a lot of history, and I hope you enjoyed day two. So let's go ahead and look at the mud volcano. Very interesting. Here I am.
What's up, guys? So here at the mud volcano, let's figure out what this is all about. So just got here with the bus at the mud volcano here in Azerbaijan. Yeah, let's see how this is going to look. So, Gilinj mud volcano. Gilinj, which means sword in Azerbaijani, is a mud volcano that consists of a row of 8 cones, arranged sequentially that extend towards a valley. The active cones of this mud volcano emit a significant amount of breccia, a type of rock consisting of angular fragments, onto the Earth's surface. Towards the northeast, breccia is spread over an area of 20 hectares, forming 2 layers with a length of 300 to 500 meters and a width of up to 50 meters in some places. There is no information in scientific sources about powerful eruptions of Gilinj mud volcano. However, the discovery of geological layers belonging to the Middle Pleistocene and Upper Pleistocene eras in some excavations near the mud volcano indicates that it was active as far back as the Middle Pleistocene era, between 770,000 and 126,000 years ago. Near Gilinji is Toragahe mud volcano, which has made it into the Guinness World Records as the world's largest mud volcano. So there it is, y'all. So, mud volcano. Mud volcano. Let's see what happens in a mud volcano. I'll tell you. If I take a giant shit, it's gonna be a mud volcano.
hope you enjoyed the mud volcano. I was skeptical. We went. I think it was a trip that, if I remember, it was last minute planning, and we went to it. Uh, I was mocking it when I was there. I'll be honest with you. And then when you start reading about it and understanding how this is developed and basically how, Azerbaijan hosts the biggest ones and just kind of go a little bit on the really that cool aspect of it of the ground is basically just farting up and here you have some mud. So, it is history and things like this. I go as in depth, but my brain likes to suck up pieces of everything, and I think it's pretty cool. So if you ever go to Azerbaijan, I would say it's worth going to the mud volcano, and I appreciate Ismail bringing us to it. Although, as you notice, I don't know, I was skeptical from the beginning. So not in any order. I just want to go in and we went and looked at the Gobustan. We went to Gobustan, and in Gobustan, I it was cool. It was a you'll see here at the present moment. You'll see now that we started going and becoming a rocky, just a rocky hill, rocky mountain, and I wasn't. I think I was daydreaming like I usually do, and I wasn't paying attention what this was. And then when we got there is when I realized what the hell are we here? What are we doing? Like I said, I was just kind of filming away, and this is one of those things that when you're filming, you kind of, I felt like I didn't know what was happening. I just kind of showed up, and then I started learning little by little after the research and how old, 40,000 years old. There are uh, basically prehistoric writings on the wall. There is a boat that was drawn and carved in the rock. So everything that we've read from caveman days to that really going back to decades and thousands of decades ago, you can see it in this UNESCO site. So this is a UNESCO protected site, and it is pretty special because of that this area had Romans that were there a couple thousand years ago and carving stuff from the Roman soldiers till 40,000 years ago of people or something carving things that today we can see and say, oh wow, 40,000 years ago they knew what a boat looked like. And yeah, so I hope you enjoy. Take a look. This is Gobustan National Park.
All right, so here we're in Gobustan. Gobustan is a UNESCO protected UNESCO Heritage Site. Looking here what's about. Basically, take my glasses off here. So yeah, it's Gobustan Rock Art Cultural Landscape UNESCO site. Features thousands of rock engravings dating back to the 8th millennium BC. 8th millennium BC. So yeah, so basically let's look over here. Let's take a look and let's just start walking.
Steifen in Schief die Mädchen und Schief, das bedeutet entweder als Transportgüter wir haben das benutzt oder auf Angeln verbieten oder wenn jemand von ihnen geflogen ist, wurde das Ganze in einem kleinen Boot einfach ins Meer des Wassers.
Whew. Did you enjoy that? That was pretty cool. Rocky area, but really cool history. Busy that day. So then we visit the fire temple, the the fire temple of Baku, which is, I hope I don't kill this. I have my notes here. Ateshgah. Ateshgah. This was slow down the pace. Just take a look. It's was known that it was built around 17th, 18th century, and there was these gases that used to come up and create fires inside this this temple. And the temple itself is really just kind of like stone. It's see it for yourself, enjoy it. 17th, 18th century. Okay. I hope you enjoyed the fire tower. It was pretty cool. That center fire, that was something that's it's not natural anymore, of course. It's they made it for the tourists, but just walking around and checking it out, it was a little nice little light, a nice little temple that goes back a few hundred years. And you do the math, whoever's their mathematician. But the next stops we did, and then from there we went to dinner. But we went to the Caspian Sea, and if really cool to see, it was a beach. It was Bibit Habat Beach, and the Caspian Sea. Where at that day it was cold and windy, so not too many people were there. But it's a place you could see that it can get really busy in the summer, and it's a nice little place to dip your feet into the water. The water was chilly. It is the Caspian Sea. Um, it's pretty cool. It is the biggest landlocked lake. They call it a sea, but it has waves as an ocean and things like that. So it as big as what maybe some might be used to in the Great Lakes in the United States or other giant lakes. But this is a big one. Many countries surrounding it, and it's 400,000 square kilometers. Yeah, 400,000 square kilometers, and that's the beach there. Good wind. It's a nice smell, and to be honest, I kind of, you know, I did a little like, oh, imagine going back in time, hanging out here in the shore where there were merchants, and it has been Persian merchants, Silk Road caravans, Russian explorers. It just basically has so much history, and also it was what delivered the oil. And basically, from the oil, it just kind of boomed from there, and then we went, to go see the Bihebat Mosque. Mosque, pretty. I've seen other mosques before, and I think every church, every mosque, every temple has its beauty to it. The religion has their beauty to it, and they have their style. And it was wonderful. They allowed us to come in, film it, and see the mosque itself, and learn about the culture of prayer, and how it is females on one side and then males on the other, and within that religion. But what also is very very historical about this area here is that this mosque was actually built in the 13th century, and back in the 1930s it was destroyed by the Soviets. So there was the whole Soviet Union, and in that part of history where I did not get into too much. I think it gets too complex, but of course there was someone has taken over, they destroyed it, but then the land itself, the religion itself, stayed. It got reconstructed after the independence in '91. So Azerbaijan gained that independence. If I did not mention that, and then what they did was they took old photographies and old drawings, and then they built the mosque from scratch. And I find that really, 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 really beautiful to kind of hear that people did that. And then we will end this trip, day two, where Ismail said, "Hey, we'll take you after dinner. We'll take you up to the hill again, back to the area of the Turkish Martyr Cemetery viewpoint." And there we were able to go see it at night. And here it is. Just enjoy the spectacular show from the fire towers. Thank you for watching day two, and hope to see you watching day three coming up in the near future. See you guys. you